Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Lesage here. Today we're going to be going over an early deck list profile on Lugia VSTAR, one of the coolest and best new decks available in Silver Tempest. Now we just saw these cards become available and translated on Limitless, so I was able to use their image generator and generate a list. Available in this is going to be the deck list. That's going to be in the description. You can copy and paste that right into Limitless. You could try that out on their Limitless kind of game generator as well if you want to play with some friends. We're also going to have access to the full understanding of this deck strategy. No gameplay today because it's not out on PTCGO, but I do hope you understand how this deck works after watching this video. If you haven't already, give this video a like, subscribe, and share this video with some of your friends. It would really be great to kind of kick off some of this early Silver Tempest format. Also, if you haven't already, you could pick up these cards at atlastcg.com when they're available. Pick up a Silver Tempest box, all that great stuff by using code TSS12 to save 12% off your order. Anything, even Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, sleeves, anything really helps support the squad. Once the set's available on PTCGO store, you can pick up some Silver Tempest codes by using code TSS5 to save 5% on your next order of codes. There's also a special discount for our Patreon and YouTube members that saves you 10%, so consider joining that. I think it works out as a great deal if you do decide to pick those up. That being said, really excited to share this list with you. Let's jump into it. Let's get it. Here we have the Lugia VSTAR deck list. I saw a list from Kaisei on Twitter. My bad on any pronunciation, but you can follow their @ in the description to see exactly. They posted a few other lists, so I mean, I thought their take on the deck or some of their ideas were very good in this deck. So Lugia VSTAR's, the general strategy is going to be using Lugia VSTAR's ability and getting Archeops into play. That's going to allow us to accelerate energies, and then from there we're a pretty standard beatdown deck. I will be going through the cards here one by one and just kind of explaining why they make sense in the deck. If you are looking for any of the translations or if you're trying to build a deck of your own, I do really like going to the Justin Basil website. So by all means, feel free to check that out. They have translations. They're always up to date on that stuff, so I found them to be the most reliable. Starting off with Lugia V, we have its Wind Reading attack for a colorless energy. You can discard a card from your hand if you do draw 3 cards. I mean, similar to any other Pokemon that has, it's really a means to evolve. This is the only Lugia V that I know that we have in format. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. You also have an Arrow Dive attack, so you may discard any stadium card in play and you do 130. Seems like a decent enough attack, and maybe with some powerful colorless energy or some other damage modifier, that could be a viable attack, let's say if you don't have a Lugia VSTAR. But Lugia VSTAR is really going to be the main focus of this deck. We're looking at its Storm Dive attack. You're doing 220 and you may discard any stadium in play. So kind of a better version of Arrow Dive by 90 damage. Now 220 doesn't seem like a lot, but when you factor in a couple copies of powerful colorless energy, you're now doing 220, 240, 260. Then you could add on a Choice Belt, so you're doing 290. With a bunch of powerful colorless energies, you could be doing 310. You could be doing a little bit more, so I do like the Choice Belt idea in this deck so far. But it is one of those things where as the metagame kind of comes to itself, comes to terms, I don't know if we necessarily need Choice Belt. It depends. We see other big charms, other stuff like that. It might be worthwhile. Now, we might need to worry about tool cards more in this format than others. I have seen lists with and without Lost Vacuum, so that's something that we might want to figure out as we get to this point. So yeah, Lugia, it's about the attack, but basically we're going to be using the V-Star power, the only V-Star power we have, Assembly Star, and we're going to choose 2 colorless Pokemon from our discard pile, Archeops, and you can't choose any rule box Pokemon or anything, no Vs, no Lugia V-Stars, anything like that, and then you get to put them on your bench. So we can summon the 2 Archeops into play, which sounds pretty easy. It has its ability Primal Turbo, and allows you to search your deck for 2 special energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon. Double Turbo Energy, Powerful Colorless Energy, V-Guard Energy, and Gift Energy. That's what we got going on to accelerate here. So we have all that going on. So we have a way to attack and power up that attack. Really simple strategy, but can be quite effective. Dunsparce is going to shut off the weakness for our Lugia and anything else that we have in play that's colorless type, basically the entire deck. So I think that if we are going to be expecting lightning type decks, as we saw with Palkia VSTAR, I do think that Dunsparce is going to help us in some capacity. We'll have to see how the metagame goes. kind of how we saw with Arceus decks. It's one of those things where, are we using Mysterious Nest in those decks? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I'm just going to go sometimes yes right now and basically make Dunsparce worthwhile. Oranguru allows us to put energy on top of our deck before we use Research, or we might want to put it on top of our deck before we use Archeops. So similar to how a lot of other decks are using Guru in the format, such as Hisuian Zoroark V decks, I think that Oranguru fits in here nicely. Now, I do see kind of a mix between players using Radiant Gardevoir or not. I do like Radiant Gardevoir here because with that, the Big Charm, the Hyper Pot, the V-Guard energy, we have a lot of healing presence in this deck, so I do like that. Research is really more for us just to get to the good stuff, maybe discard some Archeops. We do see our next new card, which is going to be Serena. Serena says, choose one. So you got two options. Discard up to 3 cards from your hand, which would be great to discard Archeops and just other fodder. If you discarded any cards in this way, draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hands. So you do have a little bit of a draw supporter. Your other option is switch one of your opponent's Pokemon V with their active Pokemon. Considering we only want to be knocking out Pokemon V, and we want to go knockout, 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 V, 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 2-prizer, 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 Serena does give us that opportunity to boss, in quotation marks, gust something up, or we could use it as an extra draw, or a way just to discard cards. I think that it works out really nicely here. I think a lot of, this is probably one of the most game-changing cards in the entire set. I think it's just that good. Next up, we got Marnie. Marnie, just a shuffle draw. Maybe you want to, or not shuffle, but at the bottom of your deck draw. It's one of those things we could put energies back into the bottom of our deck so we can get them with Archeops, because maybe you have a whole bunch in your hand, maybe you don't want to research them away. We got the Ultra Ball, Quick Ball, Evolution Incense, allowing us to grab out our Lugias, our Archeops, whatever we really need from the deck, and be able to discard those Archeops and stuff like that. We also have access here to Hyperpod, so we can discard a double Turbo Energy or 2 V-Guard energies or whatever and just heal 120. That might be enough for us to survive another hits. I do like the idea of having Echoing Horn in this deck because we could just bring something back, hit it for an easy 220, similar to how we have Arceus Duraludon that just goes boss, boss, boss. Serena allows us to really kind of hit hard with those Pokemon and bring back our Pokemon, our opponent's Pokemon however we want. So it allows us to have a really consistent game plan. Got a copy of Switch and 2 copies of Air Balloon. Guru and Gardevoir have a pretty hefty retreat cost. We want to be able to like just maneuver our Pokemon around. We got 1 Switch in case there's special conditions. Choice Belts, Air Balloon, and Big Charm, really just our tool selection. Whether we need more HP, more damage, a way to retreat, that's our option. Path seems like a pretty awesome choice when it comes to this deck. I'm not sure if it's the best choice for Stadium, but it seems to fit in nicely as well. Does it work with Radiant Gardevoir? No, not really, but it's more like you're path locked, and if you get out of path lock, you're doing minus 20 damage. Or maybe we don't put the path down because a minus 20 damage matters in that matchup. We'll have to see. Our energy selection, double turbo, allowing us to basically power up a Lugia very quickly. We could just search out 2 double turbos, power it up, we're good to go. We can search out any combination of energies and really just start powering those things up. So whether we want to add damage, add extra energies, have a way to draw cards with gift energy. We also have V-Guard energy, so as long as it's attached to a Pokemon, provides colorless energy. If the Pokemon this card is attached to takes 30 damage less from your damage, basically you take 30 less from Pokemon V, V-Star, V-Union, V-Max. With Radiant Gardevoir, Big Charm, Hyperpot, seems like a pretty good combination altogether. So overall, I think this deck is a pretty solid base list of Lugia. So if you are trying to build this deck, play around with it, this seems like a great place to start out. But if you have any ideas, I totally love to hear back from you. We do have the list available in the description, and I do want to give a shout out again to Kaisai for, I took a lot of references from their list. I had a few other lists, but I do like this one the most that I've seen so far, and I did change it decently enough, but a lot of the core is from their list, so shout out to them. Again, their Twitter @'s going to be in the description. Let me close y'all out. And that's what we got going on with this video today. Hopefully you understand a little bit more about what Lugia V-STAR is all about. We will have some tabletop gameplay with these decks featuring Lindsay Rosekoff, so check that out. Always trying to support and make some more entertaining videos when it comes to the Shuffle Squad. So if you have any ideas, let us know in the comments below. Do you like this list? Do you not? Let us know. We'd really love some feedback. Really appreciate everyone who's been tuning in lately. Love the support from everyone. And I mean, we got a bunch of events coming up soon. soon. I know that myself and Alex, we're going to be heading off to Warsaw. Alex, myself, and Cal, we are heading off to Sao Paulo. So we have a lot of things going on when it comes to traveling around and supporting our community. But any ideas that you have, any comments, frustrations, anything, let us know in the comments below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe, all that great stuff. And again, code TSS12 at atlastcg.com. Save 12% off anything site-wide. And you could use code TSS5 at ptcgostore.com to save 5% on your order of codes. Again, consider becoming a Patreon member or a YouTube member. All of that really does go back to support the squad, to get us at more events, creating more content, and of course, finding the best content creators all around. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for some words from our sponsors. Peace out and have a great day.
Squad is proudly sponsored by Atlas Collectibles, the best place to buy any trading card game product online. Visit atlastcg.com and at the checkout screen, make sure to use code TSS12 to save an unbeatable 12% off your entire order. Atlas Collectibles will ship your product anywhere in the world, so make sure you're taking advantage of the 12% savings with TSS12. And if Pokemon is not your thing, don't worry. Go to atlastcg.com and see all the other amazing trading card game products they have there to offer.
The Shuffle Squad is partnered with PTCGO Store to provide our community with the best access to Pokemon TCG codes. They have codes available 24/7, instant email delivery, and you can save 5% off by using code TSS5. If you're a YouTube member or Patreon supporter, you'll have access to a special code that gets you 10% off. So what are you waiting for? Use code TSS5 today and save 5% on your next order of codes on any codes available at ptcgostore.com.
Pokéx Word, the best place to get your fill of Pokemon-inspired puzzles. New puzzles are posted every day, and they recently launched a new Guess That Pokemon puzzle, which is a ton of fun to play. Go check them out at pokéxword.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter for your chance to win a ton of PTCGO codes every month.
Check out the Late Night Series Season 6, brought to you by myself, Zach Lesage, and the Shuffle Squad. We're going to be running a bunch of sick events for the Pokemon community, and they start on August 30th. So one thing you might be noticing here is that there's an EU time and an NA time. We have one at 12 p.m. Eastern, which works out to about 5 p.m. in London. And then we have one at 7 p.m. Eastern, which should help out a lot of players on the West Coast play in this event. That being said, we still have a lot of cool things going on. Expect similar prizing that we've had for other Late Night Series events. Expect better staffing, expect better tournament experiences, and of course we do have a stream going up for this season as well, and I will be streaming the event on Twitch. That being said, we have the whole season up on the Play Limitless website. Late Night 51 all the way through 70 runs until we hit the Invitational on November 5th. So check that out, sign up today, and support Zach Lesage events and the Shuffle Squad. See you there.